Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. I know that I'm starting an hour later than I normally do. I actually was going to start 2 hours later than I normally do because I had a group session as well as an individual session, one that got pushed out and one that got pushed up. So it worked out for the IG community. Welcome to those who are joining us today. Thank you, Pressy, for joining. A So Crafty Mom, your favorite season. What he really means. Thank you for joining. We have Gigi So Hollywood, Trust No One, Suki, Hazel Mike, Infinite, Latrice. Thank you everybody for joining us on this wonderful pre-Thanksgiving Wednesday. Okay, so I have some stuff I need to do, like clean my house, like begin to prepare for tomorrow. So we're gonna get right into this beautiful thing that we have going on. Oh, let me turn the volume down because y'all know I'm notorious for getting loud. And then people think that I'm angry because, you know, you can't be passionate these days. All right, so first order of business, I want to share with all of you some of the Black Friday / or through Cyber Monday deals that I have going on. If there's any of you who are interested in joining any of my coaching programs, I have up to 50% off for those who book their call with me between now and Cyber Monday. So if you've been kind of chilling on the side, unsure about whether or not you want to do it, your pockets look a little bit funny, this is the best chance for you to get into any one of my coaching programs, The Partner You Deserve or From Breakup to Boot Up. So go ahead and click the link in my bio and book that call between today and Black Friday. Actually, no, today and Cyber Monday so that we can get you in there like swimwear. So that's the first order of business. Second order of business. If you don't know, my name is Alison. I am a certified dating and relationship coach. I have a bachelor's degree in education, a master's degree in counseling, a master's degree extension, and mental health counseling. This is not in an effort to brag, but in an effort to let you know that who you are hearing from has some level of education and certification. So we don't want to just take advice and feed ourselves information from folks who are not necessarily the best poised to give you that level of advice and guidance and support, okay? And if you are new to my page, I want you to also let us know your name and where you are from so that we can welcome you into the land of love. We see K Spoiled Girl is coming in from Jamaica. If there's anybody else who is new and wants to introduce themselves, please let us know who you are and where you are from so that we can welcome you into the land of love. So today we have about 51 minutes together. Of course, you ain't got to watch the whole thing. You could always come back. It's going to be saved. But I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm a little nervous. I'm going to tell you why I'm nervous. So normally when we do our live streams, how it works is that you guys have to put the question in my stories on the Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I put in my stories, questions for live Q&A, drop them below or something along those lines, right? And then you put the questions and I have them. However, I wanted to do something a little bit different this week. I'm going to answer the questions that you've asked of me, but I also want to try to do a little bit of coaching live. So, for those who are, thank you for everyone who's saying hello. Hi, Gracie, or Grace, she's from Texas. Brittany, who's from New York, welcome. I thought I saw somebody else. Maybe not. Maybe I made that up. All right. Everybody else, hey. So I'm going to answer your questions. And then if you would like to join the live stream to ask me a question live, I am going to take the risk and I'm going to let you in. But only if I recognize y'all. And I'm going to tell you this. It's not because I'm trying to be difficult, but I don't know all of y'all. And if y'all come in here doing something crazy on the live and then get me kicked off of Instagram for inappropriate stuff, then we're not having that. So I'm going to go ahead and answer your questions live, those folks who submitted it. And if you are interested in joining the live stream because you want to get your answer question live here, so the screen going to be in half, it's going to be me, it's going to be you, then go ahead and request to join my live. If I recognize your name, because I've seen you before on here and I know that you're not a crazy nut who's going to come on here half naked, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to accept your request and I will answer your question face-to-face, eye-to-eye with some level of context because it'll be more conversational than one-sided. Okay? So again, if you're interested in me answering your question live, go ahead and request to join the live after I get through these questions here that have already been asked of me. Then I will allow you guys to join. Welcome, Issa Rae of New York. Welcome, Trisha. Miss J. Lou, did I get that right? Hi, Kira. Hi, All Smiles, Danny. All right, so first question. Excellent question. Excellent question. She says, does having sex too early in dating cloud someone's judgment? Okay. Does having sex too early in dating cloud someone's judgment? All right. So, I am not a believer, and this may be unchristian-like. I am not a believer in having to hold out until marriage or engagement or 90 days in order to assess whether or not someone is a good match for you and whether or not you're comfortable with becoming intimate with them, right? I just don't believe that. I think that you are an adult and you need to decide whether or not you're ready to get intimate. Now, what I will say is you should protect yourself. Protect yourself. Protect yourself, right? We don't want unwanted STDs and we don't want unwanted pregnancies, right? At the same time, you're an adult, and if you decide that you want to become intimate with someone before 90 days, because you read some stupid book, then I think that you have all right to do so. Do I believe that your judgment is going to be clouded because of the sex in itself? No, I don't believe so. The sex itself, I don't think clouds anyone's judgment to say, I'm going to stay with her because the sex was so great, even though I know that she is not a quality woman or the woman that I want. I'm going to stay with him even though I know that he is trash or he's terrible, he's not a good man, he doesn't take care of his children, he doesn't take care of his responsibilities because the sex is great. I don't think that it's the sex in itself. We say that all the time, but I don't think it's the act in itself. I think, Sushi, you ahead of me, it's the connection that some people create with this other person, that they tie love to sex. That if we're intimate, then he must love me. She must really like me. Where sometimes people are intimate simply because they're looking for an itch to be scratched, right? So when we start attaching the emotionality to the act, that's when our judgment is clouded, not necessarily the act in itself. There are plenty of people that will have no emotional connection to sex. There are plenty of people who will have sex and never see the other person again, and they're not concerned. So it's not the act in itself, but it's the emotion that we choose to connect to the act, or sometimes it's subconscious, right? Everything's a choice, but sometimes it's not a choice. Like, it's not purposeful, right? That really causes the problems more than the act in itself, okay? So let's see what Brie Bonita said, because someone said, I agree, and I want to know. She said, time invested clouds judgment. Yes, especially for women. Especially for women. Because, and this is, in my opinion, it's a fact, but in my opinion, this is a fact of society, right? The older a woman becomes, generally speaking, the less desirable she is, right? Pretty young thing. That's the expression, right? The perky breasts, the youthful face. That's why we have Botox going crazy. That's why we have plastic surgery going crazy, because we want to return to what our body used to be and what our face used to look like, right? Generally speaking. So that means that the more time that we're investing in someone as women, the riskier it is for us, because once we leave that relationship, if we decide to do so or we get left, now we're put in a position to start over again where we are seemingly less desirable than we were 5 years ago or 10 years ago. So time is very dangerous for women. Time is also very dangerous for women because if they desire to have children, then again, the time that was invested in this partner and things didn't work out and we decided not to have children or whatever it is, now I'm 3 years older with 3 years less eggs than I had 3 years ago. More complications, more difficult for me to snap back, right? And so time is a very difficult hurdle for women to get over, because in society, generally speaking, we are considered less desirable the older that we get. And scientifically or biologically speaking, it becomes more difficult for us to rear children if that's what you decide to do. So time, to me, is more dangerous than sex. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and have sex with everybody because who cares? No, absolutely not. But I don't think that that's the biggest hurdle. I think the time that you have invested tends to be the thing that holds you back more than the act of sex. Does that make sense, y'all? Does that make sense? I'm going to give you one more example, then I'm going to move on to my next question. So, if you're from New York City, you're accustomed to the MTA, right? Other folks might not do this, but if you're in New York, you've done this. You're at the bus stop. You're waiting for the bus. You're waiting for the bus. You're waiting for the bus. You look at the bus schedule. The bus was been supposed to be here. It's not here. What do you start to do? You start to step out into the street, look down the block, and see if the bus is coming, right? If you don't see the bus coming, you start to do a calculation. You start to say, dang, should I wait for this bus or should I chance it and try to walk to the next bus stop? I know I'm not the only person who's done this before. I know I'm not the only person. You start to calculate like, I have a clear shot all the way down the block and I don't see the bus. Should I stand right here at this bus stop and continue to wait, or should I chance it and start walking to the next stop? Some people say, I'm not chancing it. I'm going to wait right here because I've already invested enough time in this place. I don't want to chance it and start walking. And then next thing, the bus whips around the corner and goes right past me and now I'm right back to square one. Some people are risk takers and they're going to say, I've been waiting here long enough and I'm going to chance it. I'm going to walk to the next bus stop and I think I'm going to make it before that bus whips around the corner. Time, when you have time invested, it confuses things. It makes decisions way more difficult because you feel as though you've invested all this time already and you don't want to start from scratch, because starting from scratch is seemingly worse than dealing with the circumstance that you have right now. I'm here to tell y'all, walk to the next bus stop. I'm here to tell y'all, walk to the next bus stop. And guess what? Even if that bus whips around the corner and then zooms right past you and you can't make it to the next stop in time to get that bus, the reason why that bus was late is because there's 3 right behind it, back to back to back. Y'all know it. The next bus is coming. But what you're not going to do is invest a whole lot of time in something or in someone who's not showing up. I saw somebody in the comments said, oh, they're going to get on the dollar van. And I love it. I love it. S.com, what's the book title? Give me a book title. Give me a book. Help me out. I'm not waiting at the bus stop anymore. I'm walking to the next stop. And if that bus whips around the corner and zooms right past me, oh, well, guess what? There's a next bus and a next bus and a next bus. And it's going to be the express bus. And that bus is going to have a seat on it. And there's not going to be any kids on that bus cussing and carrying on and fighting and pushing with their big, stupid book bags, right? Gucci says, miss one, next 15, one coming. There's another bus that's coming, y'all. And that bus is going to be better than the one that you missed. It's okay to start over. It's okay to start from scratch. It's okay to pivot from something that wasn't working to something that is. For the chance that something that is. I'd much rather break it down and build it back up than hope and pray that what's right here in front of me is going to change when it's not going to change, because it hasn't changed. And if it was going to change, it would have changed already. And I'm not going to be the one that's going to facilitate that change. That bus is going to come when that bus is ready to come, when the bus driver brings the bus. Me hoping and praying is not going to make that bus come any faster. I'm walking to the next stop, and I want y'all to walk to the next stop with me. And you know how you can walk to the next stop with me? You can download my ebook, Move On Sis. It's absolutely free. Commercial break. Because you need help moving on. Or you could join me Saturday, 12 noon Eastern, from breakup to boot up, because I need you to move on with me. We're not waiting for that bus anymore. We're moving on. All right? Okay. Next question, beautiful people. This is a 2-part question, okay, which I normally don't allow, but I'm going to let you rock because I like you. All right. So if someone says they will call you back and they don't, do you think a woman should delete? And I'm emphasizing woman because that's how my answer is going to be, right? If someone says they will call you back and don't, do you think a woman should delete? So that's part 1. I think a person should delete within reason. Man, woman, I don't care who you are. Within reason. Now, what do we mean within reason? If someone said they're going to call me at 8 o'clock and it's 8:01, I'm not deleting them. If someone says they're going to call me at 8 o'clock and they don't call me till the next day, I'm not deleting them. If someone says they're going to call me at 8 o'clock and they don't call me at 8 o'clock, and then the next day they don't call me at 8 o'clock, and then the next day they don't call me at 8 o'clock, and then they finally call me and say, I'm going to call you right back, and they haven't called again, they have established a pattern of not following through, then that's when I'm going to remove myself and I'm walking to the next bus stop. For those who are just joining the live stream, you might not have no idea what we're talking about in regards to bus stops, but if you've been on here, you know what we're talking about. We're walking to the next bus stop. Sharonda says, if there's a pattern, then yes. People get busy and we don't own them. And especially if they're not your man yet. And I actually had this conversation with a client just now, 6 o'clock. She's just beginning to have conversations with a gentleman and he doesn't call or text as frequently as she was like. And you know what I said to her? This is what I did. I did this. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I said, he's not your man. Just like that. Paying customer to her face because she needed it and y'all needed too. He's not your man. And then I smiled and I fell back and she laughed, right? So if someone says they're going to call and they don't call, is it the end of the road the first time? No. Is it the end of the road the third time? Maybe. Is it the end of the road the fifth time? Absolutely. I need you to be a person of your word because that's one of my non-negotiables, right? You guys, I preach to you all the time about establishing what your non-negotiables are in your relationships and in your dating experience. So someone being trustworthy, a person of their word, showing up, if that matters to you, because it matters to me, then absolutely. Fifth time, nah. Now you're a dub because I don't have time to wait, right? The bus didn't come when it was supposed to. When it's supposed to call me at 8 o'clock, it didn't come. And then the next day, the bus didn't come at 8 o'clock, and the next day, the bus didn't come. So guess what? I'm walking to the next bus stop. Walk with me, okay? Sharonda says, exactly, you have to be intentional. Remind yourself that he's not your man. He's not your man. Latrice says, but isn't that a normal response that people make? I call you back, and they don't really mean they're going to call you back like that day. Yeah, sometimes, you know, I'm going to call you right back. Or one of the phrases I hate, let me go. I'm not holding you. All right, let me go. I'm not holding you. But nonetheless, it's something that people kind of say is a cheeky expression. I'm not going to hold it against you. 3 times, you're going to call me back, you don't call me back, like ever. Like you never called me back. 5 times, we're walking to the next bus stop. Okay, we're walking to the next bus stop. Welcome everybody who is joining the live stream. My name is Alison. I'm a certified dating and relationship coach, and I primarily work with singles to get them through the heartbreak or the frustration of dating. Okay, so I have some free trainings that are coming up. First of all, I have my free training from Break Up to Boot Up, which is this Saturday. I'm looking at my calendar. What day is that? The 27th at 12 noon Eastern. Absolutely free. All you have to do is click the link in my bio to register to get the Zoom link. I have my free training, The Partner You Deserve, which is already loaded up and ready to go. If you're already healed and you're already ready to date again, The Partner You Deserve is for you. It's a free training, an hour and 20 minutes. It's entertaining like I always am, right? If you are heartbroken and you're still working through heartbreak and you can't even imagine getting back in the dating scene, From Break Up to Boot Up is for you, and that will be hosted live for free this Saturday, the 27th at 12 noon Eastern. All you have to do is register, okay? If you would like alerts of these trainings and alerts of these free ebooks and alerts of all the free amazing things I have for you and the paid amazing things I have for you, I want you to text the word ALIGN to 21,000. And even if you're not heartbroken or you're happy and fulfilled in your relationship and you just enjoy hearing about these things, but you have a friend who is in need, I don't want you to keep me. Do not be selfish. Share, share, share. Share the wealth, share the knowledge, share the experience, okay? Last thing before we go to our final question. I'm trying something new this week. And I want to do some live Q&A, live Q&A, right? So normally what I do is I collect my questions the day before in my stories so that it's organized on my nifty iPad that my husband gifted me last year. What are you going to get me this year? I don't know. Thank you, babe. Right? So we're doing that. That's what we always do. I'm taking those questions. I didn't even get a lot this week, so that's pretty good. But I would like to try something new. I want to answer your questions super live here on this live stream. If you have a question that you would like for me to answer, I want you to go ahead and request to join the live. If I recognize your name, because you've been on these lives before, no disrespect to the new people, but I can't afford to have somebody I don't know join the live, and then y'all do something crazy. If we've interacted before and I recognize your name, then I will have you come onto the live. You can ask your question. You can give more context, because I'm very particular about context. And then I will address your concerns live here, only if you feel like it. Okay? Okay. Okay. How do you feel about giving and taking in a new relationship? Meaning, give a little of yourself, take a little back every now and again, just to protect yourself and not seem so needy. So it could be me. It could be me. I don't think I have the skill set of managing a little bit of give, a little bit of take, a little bit of give, a little bit of take. I don't think I have that skill set. I think that I show up as my full, authentic self in everything that I do, except for the workplace. I do pull back just a little bit because I'm a little too rough around the edges for the workplace. So that personality, the Miss Wellington that shows up to work, or Mrs. Wellington that shows up to work, I am a little particular about. But I don't think I have the ability to give a little and take a little and give a little. I show up as my full self, and that's in all of my relationships, romantic, friendship, familial, and otherwise. And so it's important to me that people know who I am and I show up as that person, because I need to know that if they say that they care for me or they love me, they're loving the authentic version of me and not a half-ass version of me. So that's not a skill set that I have, and I don't recommend it. It's just something I would not do. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to give all that I want to give, or I'm going to hold back. Now, another thing about me is I'm very good about boundaries. Very, very good about boundaries. So it's not about not showing up as my authentic self, but it's me understanding that this is a boundary that I would have for any or everybody. And I'm not purposefully holding back like, oh, I'm not going to cook for him yet, or I'm not going to do this for him yet, because that's for wifely duties. If I want to do it, because it's in my heart to do it, it's in my heart to give, it's in my heart to be kind, it's in my heart to do that act of service, then I'm going to do it. I'm not thinking about, I'm concerned that I'm going to be taken advantage of. This is something I desire, so I'm going to do it. Now, if I don't see those kinds of behaviors being reciprocated, now I'm creating a boundary of this person doesn't deserve what I'm offering. Not that I'm giving and taking and giving and taking to mix it up a little. That sounds like you're playing games. And I don't want to be a participant in anyone's game. So to answer your question, which was a great question about you give a little, then you take a little back now and again just to protect yourself, to not seem so needy, I am going to present myself as my full self. This is who I am. This is how heavily I love. I hate that love hard. Love does not have to be hard, should not be hard. And this ideology about relationships being hard. No, the right relationship is not hard. It may take some effort, but taking effort and being hard are not the same things. Again, I'm showing up as my full self. I'm going to give as I see appropriate. Once it's reciprocated, it's all good. If it's no longer being reciprocated or never was in the first place, then I create a boundary. But it's not a give and take to protect myself. It's a give because that's who I am. And now that I see that it's not being matched, it's a take back because that's who I am. Does that make sense? But that was a great question. Thank you so much for that. Might be able to splice that up and repost it. Okay. Ooh, do I have another question? No, I do not. So, beautiful people, this is our opportunity again for the first time ever. I am going to take questions absolutely live here. Once I recognize your name, I'm going to take questions absolutely live here. Now, I know that the nature of what I do is sensitive, and that's why Q&A for the last 10, 11, almost 12 months has been all anonymous. However, if there's anyone who desires to come onto the live stream, it doesn't mind showing their face. Oh, I guess you can broadcast blindly. I don't know how that stuff works. Doesn't mind sharing their voice and sharing their experience and want some feedback, go ahead and request to be a part of my live. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to make that decision. If not, I am going to get started on my Thanksgiving duties. I'm going to start cleaning down my house because Thanksgiving is going to be hosted at our house. So excited. Mommy's coming over, so her judgment of cleanliness is higher than God's. So we got to get cleaning and we got to get cooking. Okay, I'm giving it a try. Guess we'll try again next week. Nonetheless, beautiful people. I got a question, but not a live stream. I said live stream. I'm going to take this last question, but it said live stream. How do you know you need to leave your current relationship? All right, that's an excellent question. And then we're going to go. How do you know you need to leave your current relationship? You need to leave. Guys, we're not taking questions in the queue. So the questions are either sent in the stories, or you're going to do the live stream with me by clicking on the camera with the plus sign. The camera with the plus sign. That's what we're doing. Okay? So, how do you know if you need to leave your current relationship? The way that you need to decide whether or not you need to leave your current relationship is the following. One, if there's any form of abuse whatsoever, nothing to talk about. That's it. Pachi done. Goodbye. Any form of abuse whatsoever, you need to go, and you need to go now. Obviously, physical abuse, that's a given. Emotional abuse, financial abuse, right? Checking every dollar that you spend, every dollar that you make, running the funds without any insight whatsoever, right? Like, they gotta go. Abuse is a given. Now, outside of the given, right? Let's talk about, and I'm going to say the same thing again, and I love y'all. I'm so sorry for saying the same thing over and over again, but this is so important. Your goals and your non-negotiables. You have to establish what your goals and your non-negotiables are first before you should even start dating and before you should be in a committed relationship, right? Once you establish your goals and your non-negotiables, then you know exactly what you want in a mate. And by default, so you know exactly what you want in a mate, and then by default, you know exactly what you don't want in a mate, right? And so if that person is no longer showing up as your non-negotiables, and again, remember, those non-negotiables are 5 to 6 traits. This is not a laundry list of, and he has to pick up his own socks, and he has to, like, come on, y'all. I need you to be practical and realistic. And remember that you are not perfect either. Right. So if this person is not matching the non-negotiables, 5 to 6 basic character and behavioral traits that you established before y'all were even together, then that means that you are not going to be fulfilled in your relationship. You're not going to be happy in your relationship. Now, you're already committed. Do you just dump this guy or this girl because they're not presenting the same way that they did, or they've changed over time? No, I would not recommend that. I would recommend that you seek out some kind of counseling, some kind of therapy with someone who's licensed, someone who's certified, people, right? To try to talk it through. Have the conversations on your own. If you're seeing no change, hire somebody. Right? Sharonda said examples of non-negotiables. I'll give you my examples, but mine may not be yours. Okay? My non-negotiables, I need to post it one day. I actually wrote it on loose leaf paper in 2015, and I've been holding on ever since. My non-negotiables, one of them was hardworking. I work very hard. I am very tired. I work 12-hour days now. It used to be 10-hour days. I added 2 more hours on. I'm tired. I'm tired with y'all. I'm tired, right? I cannot come into a relationship where I'm working as hard as I do and my partner is not working just as hard. Like, that's, And this is going to suck, but this is a moment of transparency probably because I'm tired, right? I'm a woman. I'm not out working a man. I'm not doing it, period, right? So I'm going to need you to work. You got to work. I'm not taking care of no man. I don't care. Super sexist. Judge me. I don't care. I'm not doing it. So that's one of my non-negotiables. Hardworking. I need a hardworking man. I need a family man. I got one. Hardworking man, family man. I needed and I got a family man. Family oriented is super key. If this person doesn't love and cherish their own family, then I can't imagine how, unless it's something outrageous and super traumatic, you know what I'm saying? Like they got left at the firehouse when they were a newborn. You know, like if you can't respect and cherish and support your own family, then I can't imagine you're going to build one with me and it's going to be much different. And I needs my support. Y'all saw my live stream. I needs my support. I am not the only parent to this child that we have created together in bed while we was having fun. I am not the only person who's working, so I'm not paying all the bills in this house, right? I need support. I need companionship. I need partnership. So those are my non-negotiables. Other people's non-negotiables might be different. I have clients, hundreds of clients whose non-negotiables are all different. Some people need folks who are religious. That wasn't on my list. It's an excellent perk, but it's not a non-negotiable, right? So different people have different values, have different goals. You have to create a list that's for you. But back to the question that was at hand. Leaving a relationship. It's not serving you anymore because it's not meeting your basic needs. If your needs are not basically met, then you'll have a conversation with the person to see if there can be any change. If there's no change, you should seek out some kind of therapy, some kind of coaching, some kind of counseling. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Right? And then if there's no change thereafter, then it's best that you move on and you walk to the next bus stop. Now it's time for you to catch the next bus. The next bus might take a minute though. And that's okay. Because in that meantime, there's things that you could be working on yourself so that you're better prepared when that bus does come. Does that make sense? Okay. 2 more questions, beautiful people. Disconnect with guy who is not being honest about his sexuality. Oh, I don't know what the question is because that sounds like a statement. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the question is. If someone's not being honest about their sexuality, they're also not being honest with who they are in its totality. And if you can hide something that important about yourself, then what else can you hide from me? Absolutely not. I'm not dating anybody. Again, I'm happily married. But if I were single, I'm not dating anybody who's not honest about their sexuality. That's a part of your identity. If you're going to keep that from me, then what else are you liable to keep from me? Absolutely not. Last question, beautiful people. I broke up after 5 years. It was so many disagreements and draining moments, but he was a good guy. I was afraid that the cycle would never end and we would be unhappy. Now I'm afraid to move on. I feel bumping heads constantly and us both being defensive and him invading my personal, I guess, space. Y'all are broken up. So why are you still bumping heads constantly? Is that a current thing? It's over. You've broken up. We need to respect and understand what over looks like, what over means. When it's over, y'all. This is not something that's continuous. We're not revisiting, right? We're walking to the next stop. We're getting on the next bus. We're downloading my ebook that's free. Move on, sis. Click the link in my bio. Scroll down to the orange section. Free resources. We are registering for my free training that is Saturday the 27th at 12 p.m. Eastern, right? From breakup to boot up. We are moving on. It's over. It's over. It's over. Okay? So let's see. We have Gracie. Gracie, I'm a little bit scared. I never did this before with somebody I haven't vetted first. You know, I'm crazy about vetting. So I'm going to have you join and let's hear your circumstance. Hey, Gracie.
Hi.
Okay, you're beautiful and you look very nice, so I'm very happy. Okay.
Thank you.
I don't know what I'm going to get when I click accept. You know, you never know. All right, so tell us the circumstance and how can I assist you?
So my question is, are you able to go through therapy with 2 different therapists at the same time? I was actually brought to your page by Taylor Alexander, I think is her name.
Taylor Chandler. I am Taylor Chandler?
Yes. So I'm about to start therapy with her, like a 12-session pack, just to get my life together. Can I do that first and then come over to you, or am I able to do both at the same time?
That's an excellent question. So my general recommendation to people is that if you feel like you need therapy, therapy is always going to be the priority before hiring any type of coach, right? Dating and relationship coach, any type of coach and anything. Therapy is paramount? Paramount. Number 1. Right? All right, good. So that's what I would say. I would then also say to start those sessions first and start to do the work. Because you don't want to be in a position where you invest in me or any other coach, and then you're not able to really maximize on what's being taught because you're still processing whatever traumas or issues you're going through with your therapist. So my recommendation is to start therapy. You have 12 sessions with her. I love her. I highly recommend her. I think you're going to get so much good stuff out of her. Yeah. I would recommend maybe you want to do half of that program, about 6 weeks in, reassess where you are, how you're feeling, if you feel as though you are processing your emotions appropriately, if you're being reflective, if you have an opportunity to grow in that time. And if you feel like you've moved mountains, then you can consider hiring me or anybody else as a coach. but go through some therapy first. Because what you may realize is even though you invested in the 12-pack, maybe she's able to unearth more out of you, lost memories, whatever it may be. Like, damn, I actually need more time. I'm really not prepared. Or you may go through halfway through her program and say, all right, I'm in a better position than I thought. And I am ready to put myself out there in a dating scene and build with someone else. So I would absolutely recommend going through some sessions first and then reassess where you are emotionally.
Okay. So I guess I'll see you in a couple months. Okay.
Yes. And thank you for joining, because I'm telling you, I'm so scared. I've been telling my husband, I'm like, I don't know who I'm going to accept. And then what if they come and they say something crazy? And so thank you for breaking my virginity and being such a sweet and open person. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a good one. All right. See, that wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad. I think I'm going to end on a high note. If there's anyone who needs any support or guidance, just like I tell you to vet anyone that you're dating, I want you to vet me or any other professional first. I want you to click the link in the bio and go through the free resources, anything that you think will be beneficial. I have master classes, I have trainings, I have ebooks. Check it out. Join my text list. Text the word ALIGN to 21,000. Get some of this free stuff directly in your phone. See if it's a good fit. And if you think it's a good fit, then join me, especially booking a call between now and Cyber Monday so you can get up to 50% off of my coaching programs. I have two, my signature, The Partner You Deserve, and then the brand new program for those who are heartbroken, who's going through a struggle, and that's From Break Up to Boot Up. At this point, I'm going to go get ready for my guest tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This live will be saved, so anyone who's just joining, like Chris on my license, hi, Chris. Hi, Nicole. This is going to be saved. You can check it out. Share this. Share me with a friend. Everyone deserves love. Everyone deserves commitment. Everyone deserves the partner that they deserve. All right. Adios, amigos. Bye.